Chicken Run was the first ever feature film created by Bristol-based studio Aardman Animation. It's based on the true story about a flock of chickens who escaped from their oppressive farmers by building a giant aeroplane and flying all the way to Area 51, where they would uncover a time machine, travel back in time, murder the Colonel, and get chickens off the menu. Wholesome family entertainment. To this day, Chicken Run is the highest grossing stop-motion animated feature ever made. The film was so successful that in 1944, a real-life reenactment of the film's events was performed by some Royal Air Force squadron. Man, and people thought Shrek Retold was an ambitious project. Anyway, let's actually start discussing the movie. We begin with a montage of Ginger the Ninja attempting to escape the farm that she resides on, but keeps getting stopped by the farmer, Mr. Tweedy, who, by the way, is living the absolute life of luxury. How do I know this? Well, it's because he's married to the absolute genius known as Mrs. Tweedy. This woman is so powerful that she managed to invent a pie machine which creates apple pies when you put chickens into it.
Chickens go in, pies come out.
Ooh, what kind of pies?
Apple.
My favourite.
That's a lucky man right there. Ginger becomes increasingly frustrated over the constant failed escape attempts, but just when it seemed as if all hope was lost, the universe sends her a gift. The gift of Mel Gibson. The magical flying rooster gets taken in under the wing, but it appears that whatever magic beans he was using to fly haven't quite worn off yet.
Who are you? Where am I?
Before he's properly able to adjust to his new surroundings, the big man of our story, Fowler the Rooster, shows up and begins interrogating the poor old American.
Pushy Americans, always showing up late for every war, overpaid, oversexed, and over here.
Because of Rocky's incredible flying abilities, he agrees to teach the hens to defy all known laws of aviation. This cockhead has some phenomenal training techniques, I'll tell you that for free. But the stress of being overfed and potentially being sent to the chop where you get munched up for lunch.
Did I mention to you that I'm dead?
Would lead Rockstar to kickstart the trend known as the dance party. A trend which would become a staple of animated kids movie culture. Although it was done a bit differently here. While dance parties are usually reserved for when the conflict is resolved, The Rock decided to host a party slap bang in the middle of the invention of the pie maker. I'm not sure how much this decision affected the outcome, but I can certainly say it must have affected it somehow. Just look at all of this, man. This party looks like an absolute vibe.
Bird, bird, bird. Bird's the word. Bird, bird. Bird's the word.
The party is a success, at least until one of the chickens gets flung against the wall and dies.
The turnips bought it.
Which inspires Rocky so much that it actually heals his broken wing, meaning he would now have the ability to give the ladies a flying demonstration the following morning. However, it is here that a horrific discovery would be made. A deep, dark secret would finally reach the surface after weeks of manipulation and being led astray. At the beginning of the film, Fowler establishes himself to be a stern leader and an advocate for discipline and authority. This is likely a result of the relentless training that he underwent in the Royal Air Force. For the entire runtime, Fowler constantly alludes to what things were like back in his RAF days.
Thank you, Fowler.
My RAF days? We were never allowed to waste time with unnecessary chit-chat.
Which leads the audience to believe that Fowler had a huge role to play in the Air Force, likely being one of the pilots. However, after helping the hens build their giant aeroplane after Rocky ran away for some reason, we finally get the full confrontation that the movie has been building up to this entire time.
All right, Fowler. Ready for takeoff.
Behind you all the way.
You're supposed to be up there. You're the pilot.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I can't fly this contraption.
Back in your day, the Royal Air Force.
644 Squadron, Poultry Division. We were the mascots.
You mean you never actually flew the plane?
Good heavens, no. I'm a chicken.
Absolutely unbelievable twist. Fowler was in fact a chicken. Of course, it's pretty obvious in hindsight. Why would an ex-RAF pilot be chilling with a bunch of chickens on a chicken farm? But it's likely just something that falls into the back of your mind when you watch the film for the first time. And even if you did stop to think about it, you'd likely just assume that the guy was slowly losing his mind after being cooped up for so long on the farm, with the looming threat of being gobbled up by some big geezer. You'd never expect the real answer to be something as simple as he was the mascot of 644 Squadron and did fuck all due to the fact that he was a chicken. You really do have to applaud Aardman for pulling off such phenomenal levels of character writing. But despite being a chicken, despite having no piloting experience whatsoever, Fowler knew deep down that this was his moment. This was his true calling in life. This is what he was meant to do. Today was his day.
You can do it, you old sausage.
Wing Commander T.I. Fowler, reporting for duty.
And with that, Fowler successfully managed to pilot the plane into the air and all the way to paradise. They experienced a few Klingons along the way, but they were disposed of fairly quickly.
I told you they was organized.
Fowler would spend his remaining years telling younglings the story of his one true RAF day, the day he saved his entire flock from the KFC slaughterhouse. And on his final day, he kamikazed the plane into Pingu's dad's. There, we did it! We tied it all into the Norman Price Pingu's dad lore. Are you new to this channel? Do you have any idea what that is? No? Good. I'm glad you're confused. Quite frankly, it's no less confusing than if you do know. But on a serious note, Chicken Run is a great film. I'm very interested to see how the sequel's gonna go, considering the first film ended on pretty much a perfect note. There's basically nowhere to take these characters from here. Even Flushed Away could have warranted a sequel more than this, but I digress. It's Aardman, it's very hard for them to do wrong, so I'm still gonna go into the film hopeful. Although they need to rehire Julia Sawala. Please, Aardman, please do not go down the path of only ever hiring mainstream celebrities. Do not become one of them. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm your local Spud the Scarecrow fanboy, Monobrow Man, and I streamed the editing process of this video on my second channel, so subscribe to that if you want to join in the next one.
I don't care if I die.